What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live. I'm not even finna get into all the intro crap. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the members. Listen, man, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the crap. It's about to go down. Because all that talk y'all had on all these social media platforms, where you at? Where you at right now? What's up? Pull up. Pull up. You want the smoke? I got the smoke. This the stream right here. I got the smoke. Where you at? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in the room. Hit that like button, man. Get that like button to 100. Cause listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. In about 1 minute, I am gonna unleash the ultimate smoke. All right. I can care less about the consequences. I am about to release the ultimate smoke. Hit that like button. Get it to 100. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hit that like button. Let's go. Let's go. Sick of this crap. EM said, dang, what did I miss? Oh, no, they want to clap on social media platforms and do all of that? Oh, they about to get the smoke. They about to get every bit of the smoke. And I promise you, I will not disappoint. I promise you I will not disappoint. They about to get ethered with the ultimate smoke, man. Sick of this crap. Hit that like button, man. Get 100 likes. We got 180 people here and only 80 likes. Punch that like button. Sick of this crap, man. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. They about to get it. Come on, hit that like button. Punch that like button. Let's get our 100 likes and I'm going in. I'm unleashing the smoke. Don't pay attention to them haters, TD. Nah, they need the smoke. The smoke been out here. Listen, man, y'all gonna see. I'm sick of it. I got your back, TD. Nah, hey, listen, I don't need no help right now. They about to get the smoke. TD, Twitter is for trolling, right, my friend? Oh, yeah, I definitely troll on Twitter, but people want to get on social media, run their mouth, say what they got to say. Don't worry. In about 7 more likes, the smoke will be unleashed, baby. The smoke will be unleashed. I promise you that. I will not disappoint. I can guarantee y'all, baby. 5 more likes. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Gosh, boy. Oh, I can't wait, man. Hit the like button. 100 likes. We just got 100 likes. You know what that means? It's time to unleash the smoke. What's up,
yes,
Mr.
sir?
Smoke? What's up, baby?
What's good, TD? You got me fired up. I'm about to go through a damn
Oh, we
wall.
can't hear you. We can't
I'm
hear
about to
you.
go through a fucking wall, TD. Let's go.
I can't even hear him, man.
Let's fucking go.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can't hear you this time, bro.
I don't think the chat can hear you, bro. I don't think the freaking chat
I
can hear
just heard you. I can't hear you now, man.
Oh, come on, TD. Come on now.
Oh,
They want to
maybe it's
smoke.
me.
They gonna
No,
get it.
no,
Let's
no,
go.
no. It's me, bro. I ain't even got my headset plugged in. What's up,
Oh
man?
my God. Well, I'm fired up, man. I'm just excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. We got the smoke unleashed, man. Let's go, man. Let's do it. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, I'm fired up. This has been a long time in the making. I'm ready to go, man. Too much stuff been going on. Too much stuff. You're fed up. I'm fed up. The chat's fed up. Let's give it to them.
Man, listen, man. First and foremost, we gonna give them all that we can give them, man. Before we get started, man, I told y'all I wouldn't disappoint. I was gonna unleash the smoke, man. Man, let's go. Let's dive in straight about you, bro. I know recently you created a YouTube channel called The Smoke Show.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about that for a second.
Yeah, so The Smoke Show, I started it yesterday. My first video was just like a 4-minute clip, really just talking about the Tua and the golf situation, which I know we talked about for at least an hour and a half today because it's just that off-season thing. But it's going to be a daily show Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. The times might switch. I'm going to try some things out to see, you know, when the people could come in because I want everyone to interact. I want it to be like an open space, little Howard Stern Dolphin media show. I want people going back and forth. I'm tired of the Twitter fingers. I want everyone to hash it out. I want to hear it. I want to hear people's voices. I want to get them involved. And then I'll have some pre-recorded stuff where I'm just talking about things that have been going on with the Dolphins and things like that.
Got it. Did they delete some stuff on your channel or something, man?
No. I'll send you it right now.
Send me the link because I'm on the Smoke Show, but it isn't the same as it looked yesterday. But either way, matter of fact, I think I got it. Here we go. All right, man. Let me put it up on the screen so people can see. Let me see here. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Are we correct here?
That's it.
All right,
yes,
the
sir,
Smoke Show. He just started. He's a big presence on Twitter, by the way. But he just started his YouTube channel. Y'all make sure you go check him out. But I got a lot of questions for him. What were you about to say?
I got a big giveaway going on at 100 subscribers. Once I hit that, I'm gonna send someone and their kid or wife, whoever, to one of the Dolphin games this year. So
nice, sweet.
Once I hit 100 subscribers, I'll send someone to a game. So go ahead, subscribe. And I'm always trying to give back, man. Like that's another reason why I started this because I just love giving back to this community. This community has given so much. So anytime someone subscribes or shows me love, it'll always be reciprocated.
So who's eligible? All subscribers?
Yeah, anyone who subscribes. I mean, people that are active on my videos, if I see your name pop up a lot, the odds are I'm probably going to select you, you know? So like
you see that on the right side, right?
Commenting and all that. Yep.
So I'm eligible.
Yeah, you're eligible for sure. You're
That's
definitely
what's up,
eligible.
man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the Smoke Show. I'm gonna put the link in the comment section coming up. But make sure you go check it out. Make sure you go subscribe. Listen, man, Twitter, man. I know a lot of people really got to know you when you went on that epic rant. If you want to tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, those rants are just natural one hit rips. Like I just it's either I watch the game live and I'm just sick to my stomach, or I'm really fired up and I'm excited. I go right outside because my parents are going to think I'm an absolute lunatic if they hear me screaming at the top of my lungs. My girlfriend already thinks I'm an absolute psycho. So I always try to isolate myself. You know, I'll go in the car, I'll go outside, wherever I'm at, and I just let it rip, man. Just like anyone else, like when you're walking out of the Hard Rock Stadium after either a really great win or a really bad loss, you already know exactly what the heck you want to say. So I think the best for me when I'm at my best is just letting it rip right after I either watch a game or hear some breaking news and just speak from the heart, man, because I mean, we're all Dolphin fans and I just let that passion just flow right out of me. And that's how all those rants come into play.
That's what's up. But that epic rant, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, there was a couple. It's either the Tennessee game, me screaming at Chris Greer.
It was the Tennessee one, man.
Oh, my God.
What led you to that?
TD, that was the most embarrassing game I've ever seen in my life. We got a quarterback, can't even catch a snap, can't even throw the ball across the line of scrimmage.
Be careful.
And then
be careful.
it was like the most important game of the year because I told everyone, I said, bro, we're going to beat the Patriots. We're going to beat the Patriots. And everyone was overlooking Tennessee. I said, this is not the game we can overlook. And I know it wasn't just Tua. Everyone looked terrible. Everyone looked terrible. I'll give you that. The defense held them to 17 points through 3 quarters. And it was really just the offense that just didn't come through. And for us to start the way we did, battle through all of the adversity we faced with Watson, and then even you go back to the beginning of the year, X might have not even been on the team, and Flores hates Tua, and he was healthy enough to be the backup, but not healthy enough to start. And we just had all this adversity. And then just like the year before, when it was the biggest game that mattered most, we absolutely go out there and we choke. You go back to the year before, we had the game, were they Oakland or Vegas at the time? I don't even remember, but we won that game. No, we lost that game. And then we won the game. And then week 17, Buffalo, all we had to do was beat their backups, and we got absolutely annihilated. And then this year, we had the same thing happen, but it was against Tennessee, and we choked. And it's like every single year, our season comes down to the last 2 games, and no one shows up.
Every single year for the last 2 years. And I mean, it make it seem like tons of years, but do you think that could happen this year?
Well, that's the thing. So everyone's always asked win those games. Then we have Ryan Tannehill all over again. I mean, you remember Ryan Tannehill. We had that one year. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. All we had to do was win one of the last 2. We lose both. Don't make the playoffs. We need a stone cold killer savage. And I really think Tua is going to have the best year of his career so far. There's no way he doesn't. We beefed up the offensive line. I mean, for God's sake, we signed damn Tyreek Hill. We got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson. We drafted a stud in the draft. I think Eric Exuyama, his last name's kind of crazy, but I think he might play a pretty significant role in this offense. This is the best offense we've had in the last 5 to 10 years, maybe since the Wildcat days with Ronnie Brown. And he should have his best year ever. So if we don't get over that hump, and by the way, making the playoffs is a really low bar. Like, that is a really low bar. If we don't get that done, man, we got a serious problem.
So we're going to get more into this year because that's what I want to ask you a lot of detailed questions about, but I want to go back a little bit. So, well, first off, how long have you been a Dolphins fan?
Since I was born. I got baby pictures wrapped
how
up.
How old are you?
Dolphin.
Because we got to make sure you're older than 2 years old. We got a rule on this channel now. Pandemic fans are not to be trusted because they came from Alabama.
I'm the same age as Tua. I'm 22. Tua might be 1 year older than me. He might be 1 year older than me.
Tua 22 or 23?
Yeah, 22 or 23. I think Tua's like 23.
Okay, makes sense. But okay, so tell me this, man. This offseason, I know we made a lot of acquisitions, but
yep.
Before the acquisitions, let's go back to some of the drama and all the problems in the organization. What's your thoughts on the firing of Brian Flores?
Well, initially, I was baffled. I said, how the heck are we firing a coach that has brought us back-to-back winning seasons for the first time in 20 years? It's never happened under Chris Greer. And our defense was just looking absolutely phenomenal down the stretch. I know they started out slow. I know our team started out slow under Flores. But the defense was still showing out, and we still had back-to-back winning seasons. So I was shocked at first to see Brian Flores get fired. But after everything started to come out, and it was just evident that no one could really work with him or build relationships with him, and there was obviously dysfunction between him, Stephen Ross, and Chris Greer, I guess you have to let it go because I guess the Dolphins were like, look, Tua's our guy. We're going to stick with him, and it's going to be virtually impossible for Tua and Flores to work together. And Chris Greer, he established enough draft capital for this next year where, look, if it's not Tua, we could find someone else, you know? But they decided to stick with Tua, and there was just no way that it was going to work with Flores and Tua Tagovailoa.
So did they decide to stick with Tua, or did the new coaching staff?
Well, that's a great question because if you remember, Stephen Ross said, we're going to have the head coach name our next quarterback. And then like a week later, they came out, the team said, we're not going to go with Deshaun Watson. We're going to stick with Tua, and then proceeded to go on and hire Mike McDaniel.
The reason why I asked is because from what I know in the situation, if you look at the timeline, everybody was on board of going to get Watson. And that was from Stephen Ross. Basically, from what I know that happened is Brian Flores had an issue back in Tua's rookie season with his work ethic and really didn't appreciate it. Wanted him to do more than he was doing. He was not required to do, but wanted him to do more. Basically, express his displeasure in the front office, basically saying this isn't the guy for me. He's not putting in the work that I need him to put in for us to be successful. They listened, and then they finally decided to do something by looking at Watson's situation. And they continued to try to go that route, and then the allegations came, and then they continued to monitor the situation as they move forward. But the play on the field continued to be evident that maybe he's not the guy, and he's still not putting the work in to a level of what our head coach wants. And then the head coach started getting frustrated because of big losses and things of that nature. Then the head coach let his frustration boil out publicly in a way where he would scream, yell, curse out, defame Tua, make him look like less than. And all of a sudden we get to the point that we got at. I was asking people earlier today, if that being the case, Nikki Smokes, what was Flores supposed to do?
I mean, if he had it his way, he would have just kept Jacoby Brissett as the starting quarterback for the rest of the year. But no, I hear you. I mean, there's really not much you can do. You know, you got Tua, you got Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, he wanted Deshaun Watson, and it's just ridiculous that we took the heat for that, and then we didn't even go out there and sign him. So we just look like an idiot for that. But for Flores, I mean, you kind of just have to make it work with what you got. It's not like, I mean, we had a deal in place for Deshaun Watson, and we just decided not to get it done. And obviously, you fast forward, everything pretty much got dropped. Maybe he gets a slap on the wrist, but I doubt it. So, I mean, if you're Flores, there's only so much you could do as a coach. You know, it's kind of like a parent. You could tell your kid, don't do this, or do this. And it's either they're going to do it or they're not going to do it.
So you were doomed to get fired anyway, because at the end of the day, you said Brian Flores could only do what he could. He had a good defense.
Yep.
Right.
Great defense.
These receivers, which a lot of people like to rag on, caught enough balls to allow Tua to have multiple 70 and 80% completion games. The running game wasn't there, but we also lacked the offensive line, which is Chris Greer's responsibility. We can also say that, hey, you didn't coach up the O-line well enough. Well, this O-line just wasn't good. That could be said as well. The personnel on it just weren't good. You could do all the coaching you want in the world. And I think a lot of people got caught up on the fact that he kept switching coaches. I remember Pat Flaherty, if I'm not mistaken, was the OC coach that he said, hey, Pat, I want you to come to Miami with me, be my O-line coach in February. Comes May, he hires Dave DeGuglielmo, however you say it, to be the O-line, to be an advisor. And then a month later, he calls Pat Flaherty in the office and says, hey, man, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go with Dave as the OC. As the offensive line coach. It's just a gut feeling. So they're like, he can't keep consistency because he's getting rid of the coach. And Smoke, you may want to look up Dave DeGuglielmo, if you haven't, who became the O-line coach, who ended up getting fired anyway, right?
Yeah.
But it is very interesting to me because I did my research, because I'm doing a little project in Dolphin World that y'all going to see real soon. I did my research, and Dave DeGuglielmo, this man, it feels like he's been like he travels to get O-line coaches fired. Everywhere he's been, Jets, Falcons, Dolphins 3 times, which many people don't know, he always comes in as an advisor, and a month later, they fire the O-line coach, and he becomes the O-line coach and gets fired at the end of the season. And
that's then a flow thing.
No, but it's not just flow. This happened like with the Jets, with the Falcons, with the Patriots. He's been everywhere.
So why would you ask that guy to come on your team then?
Well, I'm under the belief that did Flores ask him? And let me tell you why. I believe that this may have something to do with the front office, and here's why I say that. This guy had already been with the Dolphins twice.
Right.
before Flores' era, back in like 2011, back in 2015, all of these years, and then you bring him back again. And every time you let him go, but yet he keeps finding his way in this building and a lot of others. But it's funny, I looked at the other teams he went to. He went in as a consultant, and then all of a sudden, a month later, he's the O-line coach. He's like, is he like the O-line guru that really never works anyway?
He's like an O-line cancer. I mean, I think that'd be the best term for it. But at the end of the day, I think it's more on just lack of talent on the offensive line. I mean, just look at how Jesse Davis plays football. It's an utter embarrassment. And the entire year, I mean, I guess this falls on coaching. We're shuffling our offensive line every single week. We really don't have an identity. And those big boys up front, they communicate almost more than anyone on the football field. You know, there's a lot of pre-snap communication on who's taking who's taking what, who's picking up what blitz, all that. And without the consistency and the reps and the chemistry, I mean, it's never going to work. So I think it's 100% a combination of just terrible talent and terrible coaching. But and I definitely think you're onto something.
I think it's 80% Greer. Why? Because let's take Jesse Davis, for instance, right?
Right.
Who in the heck is responsible for Jesse Davis? They brought him in. They brought him in the Adam Gase era. He had 4 bad years.
Yeah.
With Miami.
Terrible.
And in the offseason, you hired Flores. How in the heck did he get a contract extension to take him through 2023?
Here's how.
Which got him $16 million.
Here's how. His 2021, the year? Yeah, 2021, his 2021 draft was perfect. That's how he kept his job. 2020, when he went Tua, AJ, Igbo, 0 for 3. Wait, are you talking about Greer or the O-line coach that got the extension?
Jesse Davis.
Oh.
How in the heck did he how in the heck did he get an extension to take him through 2023 for $16 million? That's who we need to be focused on. That happened the offseason you hired Flores. But
I have 0 words on how you re-signed Jesse Davis.
So what was Flores supposed to do about Jesse Davis, one of your highest paid O-linemen?
Cut him. I mean, we had no problem about cutting people that we signed in free agency.
No. But we're missing it. Jesse Davis had money up until this year. That's why he was stuck on this team. Right. Basically, you would have been saying, Chris Greer, I know you signed him a month ago, but I want to cut him. What? I'm gonna pay him $12 million guaranteed out of the 16 to play not a single game.
I mean, he cost us more than $12 million. He cost us a lot of games.
And I agree, but once again, a general manager versus a head coach. If you're the head coach, Nicky Smokes, and you're sitting there, and I need to just call you Smoke. I keep on seeing the screen, just keep saying it. But if you're the head coach, Smoke, and you got a Jesse Davis who's underperforming in practice, and you're like, he ain't the guy, but your general manager says, I just signed him to a $16 million deal with 3 years guaranteed pretty much. So you need to make that work.
Right. Well, like I said, we've cut people we signed. I just saw Dougie drop a comment. We cut Flowers. I'm pretty sure we did that with Van Noy after he played. So you can do that. I mean, you could cut players and just cut your losses. And I think in the case of Jesse Davis, I'd rather lose the $12 million than send him out on the football field, because we lost a lot of games just because of his inability to block.
We cut who?
We cut Eric Flowers after we signed him.
Hold on, you mean are you saying he never played a snap in Miami?
No, but we cut him after we signed him is what I'm saying. But you were saying with Jesse Davis, we could have cut him. Like, just because you gave him the extension doesn't mean we have to play him.
Hold on. Here's the difference. We had $3 million dead cap on Eric Flowers. The other guy, Jesse Davis, you just signed. Flowers actually played the season, right?
Right.
Jesse Davis
played 14 games.
And Jesse Davis, we knew this from day one. First of all, how did he get the deal? Second off, why did you keep him after camp if he sucked? Because you can't cut him right away. You can't cut him right away, bro. How are you supposed to do that? You
I don't
just
know.
signed
All
a
I know
deal.
is he shouldn't have been starting. Whether you keep him or not, he should have not been on
Then
the football field starting.
who else would have been starting?
Well, that's why he might have got the money out of desperation, because who else are we going to
Exactly,
have?
but that's all Chris Greer.
Right. But that's what I'm. So the reason why I'm saying Chris Greer is even still here was because of that 2021 draft that he had, because he went 3 for 3. Because 2020 he went 0 for 3. The roster was not that fantastic. 2021 comes along, finesses all these picks for 2022, 2023, ends up being two firsts in 2023, 3 for 3 on the draft, and then the team on paper has the talent. The team last year's roster was pretty solid. I mean, Mac Hollins obviously can't be your wide receiver too. You can't expect to win games like that, considering Devontae Parker is going to miss 9 to 10 games every single year. But the talent on the roster was not that horrendous.
But I don't think they would have. I don't think Chris Greer, it would have mattered anyway, even if he didn't knock it out on that draft. Because what people, I think they fail to realize is Chris Greer was getting a pass for 2019 anyway.
Right. And
because
that's
they were
thing.
tanking. They were trying to shred the roster.
I wanted to bring that up. So when people bring up Flores' record, they love to include that 2019 season. I'm like, bro, he did more than he was supposed to in 2019. He wasn't supposed to win a single game in 2019. And then all the reports came out where he was actually, Stephen Ross was trying to pay the man to not win a single game. So anytime someone brings that up on his record, I'm like, that's absolutely ridiculous, you know? So obviously he's going to start off slow in 2019 because that roster was absolutely abysmal. And then 2020 went back and forth with Fitz. Tua, that was a winning season. And then the year after was a winning season. And people forget we didn't have Tua for 4 to 5 games. And that killed us. And then the game in Jacksonville, we had no Xavier Howard. So, I mean, if we make excuses for players, you can make excuses for coaches, you know? It's not just one way, like, oh, Tua doesn't have an O-line, Tua doesn't have this. Well, Coach Flo, he's got a terrible offensive line. Xavier Howard misses this game. Byron Jones misses that game. Devontae Parker doesn't play this game. I mean, the team was depleted with injuries through the first 5-6 weeks. The defense had no identity, but I guess that does fall on Flo. But, I mean, there's excuses for both players and coaches. And if we just keep making excuses, we're going to be stuck in the Ryan Tannehill era for another 7-8 years.
Well, I just feel like Brian Flores got the raw end of the stick. And by the way, I just looked it up because I knew something was wrong. Eric Flowers, we actually traded him to Washington.
It was a trade?
We didn't cut him. We traded him to Washington.
I could have swore we cut him and they signed him. You might be right, though.
No, it was a trade. We swapped late round picks because we couldn't get off of that contract. So what they did is they sent him to Washington and they just swapped late round picks.
Well, we did cut Kyle Van Noy after he played 1 year.
Yeah, but Kyle Van Noy's deal had the other. When you look at the guaranteed money, it was an easy spread out. It wasn't going to kill.
I don't know Jesse Davis's contract off the top of my head, but the fact that he got an extension is just ridiculous. So
got an extension after playing 4 seasons of being trash.
Yeah,
in Miami.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Didn't even and got an extension in. Oh my gosh, got an extension in the offseason. But listen. This is what Flores had to inherit. And he still was able to bring 2 winning seasons. Nobody expected the first one to be a winning season, but he still overachieved then.
Yep.
But at the same token, man, I just keep on bringing up the point. If this is the case, what is Brian Flores supposed to do as a head coach when he's developing a team to get better? They're winning enough games, right? But he wants to see his quarterback on a whole nother level and telling him what works he needs to put in, but he's not putting it in to his satisfaction.
Your hands are tied. Essentially, you're like a teacher telling a student, look, you need to do this. You need to put in this amount of time after school if you want to succeed. And by then, it's up to the student if they want to dedicate their time and do it. So
what do you
even
do
in
as
my
the
personal
coach?
life? In my personal life, right? So I had to pass this financial exam to graduate from the University of Florida. So the only way I was going to do that is if I did nothing but study. So I didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks, didn't do anything else except study for that exam. I end up by passing. Now, when it comes to Tua, we see these things. Now, look, I play golf all the time, so I don't mind if you're golfing in the off season at all. But when I hear that it's golfing on game day, that kind of goes back to the reflection on maybe, hey, Flores might be right. Maybe his work ethic isn't everything that it seems to be, because I know we all see the videos on social media, at the park, doing this, doing that. But the elite quarterbacks, they win in the film room. They win after practice. Everyone can clock in and put 40 hours a week in, but it's those guys that are putting 50, 60 hours a weekend when no one else wants to work. And I think maybe that's what Flores was expecting from Tua, and maybe you just didn't receive it. But I'm not behind the scenes, so I personally don't know. Maybe Tua is putting that time in behind the scenes, and it wasn't translating to the field. I'm not in his camp, so like I really don't know what he's doing. But I mean, what we saw on the field wasn't like a reflection as if that work was being put in.
Exactly. And when we say game day, I actually, believe it or not, I'm one of those individuals. I hate that the game day narrative is what's being talked about.
Well, that goes back to his rookie season. Like,
exactly.
not knowing the
this
playbook.
was happening. Yes, this was happening back in his rookie season. This whole game day thing ain't even the point to be had. People are using that as an extra emphasis, including myself, right? But it's about work ethic in general. Barry Sanders even reported this the other day, basically saying Flores had an issue with the fact that when you have off on Monday and Tuesday, you were not putting in the extra work.
Right.
Forget game day. You can never prepare enough for your next opponent.
Right. And my high school football coach always told me, even when we were in the weight room, he's like, because it was always like 10 sets of 5. He's like, I'll know if you did 8 reps. I'll see it on the practice field. So the reps you do on and off, or when someone's watching and when they're not watching, it's going to reflect on the football field. And that's why I think this year is so important, because if it doesn't reflect, then we know for a fact that work is just not putting in, because he's got all the talent in the world. Everyone talks about how he was the most coveted college football quarterback in the history of the University of Alabama. So the talent's there. I mean, he obviously had a lot of success at Alabama. He's overcome a ton of adversity, broken hip, the stuff with Watson. Obviously, him and Flo didn't work out. So it really is, this year is just about his work ethic. And I think going into year 3 right now, every question or speculation that we have about his work ethic will be answered. But just since I'm not behind the scenes or in those team meetings, I really don't know. Hey, maybe Tua was doing that after work. But what I see on the film, I would say the answer is no. But again, he could be putting in the work, and it just might not be working out.
So let me ask you this. Say he is putting in all the work.
That's a different conversation.
Say he is putting in all the work and all of this is crap. Tua is the hardest worker in the NFL. Let's act like other people's argument is the case.
Okay.
Then what does that say?
We have a problem.
Why?
Because if you're doing all that and you're still not performing on the field, you're just not the guy. I mean, that's called the eye test at that point, you know? I mean, we don't see what's going on behind the scenes, but we see what's going on Sunday. So if you're checking all of those boxes behind the scenes, and then on Sunday, you're not passing the eye test, you're not going out there making plays, winning games, you're just not the guy. And I think that answers itself.
And I asked you that because I was, there's been a lot of arguments the last 48 hours. And a lot of people say, y'all don't know what he's doing. He could be the hardest worker. And I'm like, well, if he's working hard, then we got a bigger problem. I want to make sure I wasn't the one tripping here. All right. So let's get off of Tua for a second.
All right.
Okay, let's get off of Tua. Let's talk about the team as a whole for the 2022 season. First of all, what are your expectations and your record prediction in the early form?
I cannot wait for that schedule to drop. Oh man,
my gosh, it's gonna be my best show.
But, hey man, we have a tough schedule. I mean, it is no joke. And last year, I'm so optimistic when it comes to how many games we're gonna win. So I'm always like 12 in this, 11 in that. Mm-hmm. I think the AFC is loaded, man. It's really, really loaded. I think it's gonna be really hard to win games. I think we go 10-7, 11-6. And I think I'm being very generous at 11-6. If you look at the schedule that we play, we got a lot of good teams on that schedule, and none of those games are free wins at all.
Both of those records could miss the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying, because I think the 4 teams in the AFC West, they might all make the playoffs. So you got your 4 division winners. They might.
Give them 3.
That division's loaded. You got Kansas City. The only one that might not make it is Oakland or Denver. One of those teams won't make it. Chargers are stacked. They stacked up on defense. They look great. The Chiefs are going to make the playoffs. I don't care that they lost Tyreek Hill. They got the best quarterback in football and maybe the second best head coach in the NFL. They're going to find a way to get in. And then Denver or Oakland will sneak their way in.
Okay.
Then the AFC North is loaded.
Now
I got North is loaded too.
Now I got to go down this road with you. Now I got to go down this road. Now you're going to have to count with me. All right. So you said the Chiefs are getting in.
Yeah.
What about Baltimore?
I think they win the North.
I agree. They're getting in.
They were dealt a bad hand. You want to talk about injuries? Baltimore had injuries.
Exactly. Buffalo.
Come on.
I gotta ask. I want to hear your answer first.
Hey, the day I could stand up here and pound my chest and confidently say we're going to go into Buffalo and win a football game, that's when I know this team is going to be ready to win a Super Bowl.
I agree, and we're not going to say it until it happens. But they're going. That's 3, right?
That's 3.
Bengals.
I already have the Ravens winning the division. I don't think they make the playoffs this year.
So they go to a Super Bowl and they literally fix their entire O-line and get their defense better, and they don't make the playoffs.
Happened with Tom Brady.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting to me. Yep. All right, so let's keep it going. The Browns.
Yeah.
Denver.
I'm going to say yes to Denver and no to Oakland.
Okay. We already did Chargers.
No.
Chargers.
Yeah.
All right. Raiders. You said no, right? Colts.
I think they're the division winner.
The Colts?
Yeah, they win that division over Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
That one's so tough. I'm going to say no just for the sake of the Dolphins.
Well, you're saying the sake of the Dolphins, and you don't realize we're already 7 teams in.
I know. That's why it's going to be so hard to make the playoffs.
So you just said 7 teams that'll make it, but we didn't even – what about the Patriots?
I saw a video that Mac Jones is in the training room every day at 4 a.m., but we swept their ass last year, so I ain't scared of Mac Jones.
That? Why would you say
I don't think we sweep them this year. I don't think we sweep them this year.
Are you sure I don't think he's not golfing at 4 a.m.?
Nah. I mean, we swept them last year. I think we're a better football team than them. I don't think the Patriots are the same team that they were. You know, the team that consistently just bent over our entire division.
They miss out.
Yeah, but I think us, the Patriots, and the Titans are going to be the 3 teams fighting for that 8th seed to sneak in.
The Bengals are fighting.
I mean, you know how it goes with that last spot. There's like 4 teams clawing and fighting, and then it comes down to AFC wins, like division wins.
What about the Jets?
No, come on, T. Why would you ask me that?
I'm just asking. They've gotten a lot better, but I don't.
They have gotten a lot better, but hey, 2020 we had 3 first-round picks. It didn't work out, but I mean, I think their 3 first-round picks sound a whole lot better.
And last, what about Pittsburgh?
I think they're a sleeper team. I like to bet on the NFL a lot. They're going to be a team I bet on a lot, especially when they're getting points. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone thinks. I think Trubisky might actually have a pretty solid year if he is the starter. They're just a well-coached team, man. Tomlin's a fantastic coach, good defense. I wouldn't rule them out, but I don't think they make the playoffs.
So right now, you're basically saying the Miami Dolphins are the 8th seed, though.
Yeah, that's
because
where we're at.
You're committed to, but there is no 8th seed.
They don't send 8? No, it's
7.
Wow, that's brutal.
You got to kick somebody out real quick. You got to kick somebody out of the playoffs, bro. Ain't that a shame? We got to kick somebody out to get in.
We'd have to kick out one of the teams in the West. It'd have to be Denver. We'd have to kick out Denver or maybe the Chargers.
Or you already kicked out the Raiders. I will say this. That's funny you say that. You said all 4 teams will go. I say 3 of those teams will go. And
right. Well, I left out one of them. I mean, one of them.
So you left the Raiders out. You left the Raiders out. But now we're going to take 2 teams out of that division. We're going to take Denver out now.
So good. I don't know. I have to see how Denver looks. If Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson before he hurt his finger, that team's going to be a problem.
You're gonna help me out real quick. Let's power rank this real quick. So who's
All
the
right.
best team in the AFC?
I really don't want to say this out loud.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you, bro. Bye. No, number
Buffalo.
one, Buffalo Bills.
KC.
So Kansas City, number two.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked that you're literally just wiping Cincinnati out, man.
I don't think they're gonna be that good, man. I really don't.
Why though? They literally addressed.
I'm not bought in. I'm just not bought in. I'm really not. I'm not yet.
It was like ultimate
again.
It was like ultimate luck last year or something like that.
I don't know. I'm expecting a fall off. Those are a lot of young guys. You get to the big game that quick. You think the league might be a little too easy for you. And then year two comes around. Well, it's going to be year three for Burrow, but year two for Jamar and all those young guys. They're just a really young team, man. I think it's going to be hard to duplicate that success.
So who's the third best team? We got Buffalo, Kansas
Are we talking
City.
Just AFC or entire NFL?
AFC. That's the only thing that matters, really.
Let's see. Third best team.
Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, Colts, Tennessee.
Man, I hate saying this again, man. Probably the Chargers. I think they upgraded their defense a lot. I think they're absolutely loaded on the defensive end. Yep.
Number 4.
Chargers. Cleveland.
It's either Denver, Cleveland, Baltimore.
Cleveland. I'd go Cleveland, then I go Baltimore.
Hold on. Cleveland Browns. Baltimore.
I would put, if Watson plays all 17, I would put Cleveland over the Chargers.
All right. Well, we'll keep it the way we have it now.
Right.
Since we don't know, but I think he will play all. So after Baltimore, this is what you got left. You got, well, we still don't even know who went in the division with Tennessee.
The Colts are winning that division.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Colts are winning that division.
We have to redo this. Let's start with division winners first.
All right, yeah. Oh, we're gonna do, because you said power ranking, so I'm thinking like
I was
March
really trying
Madness.
to get. I was really trying to get down to the playoffs. So
all right,
obviously you have Buffalo for our division.
Buffalo, Baltimore, and Colts, Chiefs.
Hold on. Baltimore, Ravens.
Yep.
Indianapolis, Colts.
And then the Chiefs. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers won and the Chiefs snuck. I don't know, man. TD, this is hard this early. But put the Chiefs for now.
That's why it's fun, man. Okay, so we got the division winners out the way. So we can scratch that, okay? All right, so now based off of your list, if I was to wipe out the division.
Now put Cleveland and Chargers on there. Those are 5 and 6.
Cleveland Browns 5.
Yep, Chargers 6.
Browns. Los Angeles Chargers. All right, so now let's
the Dolphins.
Let's go through the teams because that ain't what you said originally. But let's go through the teams and see if anybody's better though. All right. So
wait, better than who? Us?
The Dolphins, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have Denver on there.
Right.
Is Denver better than the Miami Dolphins? Do you think they're gonna make the playoffs?
I feel like that's a team we could bang with. I can't
it ain't about the head up. It's not about the head up. Well, it's about who's gonna have more success this season. You want me to take a look at their schedule?
I do.
All right, let's.
I mean, just their division alone is brutal. I'll go with the Dolphins. But we gotta play good down the stretch, man. If we can't play good in the cold months, it don't matter.
Let's look at the schedule though, because I determined when we did this last week, the Miami Dolphins had about, between division and tough games of playoff teams, I think we came up to 13 or 14 games the Miami Dolphins had between division and playoff teams from last year.
Yeah, now, we got a tough schedule.
Very beyond, man. Here we go. Let's go. Schedule for the Denver Broncos. So here you have it. Well, they start out with the Giants.
Win.
Then wait. No,
Well,
no,
this
no,
is
no,
just going
no.
to be home and away opponents, so it doesn't really matter the order.
Yeah, hold on. Let me back out of this. Maybe I'm wrong. I had last year's. Okay, here we go. Jags,
Win.
Kansas City, We're not gonna go wins and losses
I
on
would
Kansas
chop up
City.
all the division
I
games. I
want
would
to.
just split those.
Yeah,
We'll give
I'm
them
gonna
4 wins for division games.
I'm gonna go off of. I'm not even gonna look at the division wins. Well, you mean give them 3 wins, right?
Well, no, because you play each team twice,
Yeah,
so
that's
they're going to
6. So give
split.
them 3.
Right, you're right. You're right. Correct.
So
Yep.
3 plus the Jags is 4.
Yep.
The Raiders in their division, right?
Yep.
Then you play the Texans. That's 5.
Yep.
Then you play the Colts.
Could go either way. Depends where that game's played. Is it home or away?
It's away. No, it's home. But you know what?
Win.
I just want to count your wins.
Right.
You're
Well, I don't know if they're
guaranteed-
going to if they were on the road against the Colts, I think they'd lose, but in Denver, I think they win.
Yeah, me too. But 4, 5. Wait, hold on. 3, 4, 5. That's 6. Then they got Arizona
Home or away?
away.
Loss.
Loss, depending on if Deep Hop plays.
Yeah.
San Francisco
Win.
7. Rams,
Loss.
Tennessee
Win.
8. Seahawks 9.
Yep.
Baltimore
Home or away?
away.
Lose.
Carolina
Win.
10. Jets.
Win.
So that's 11.
We have to play really good football if we want to make the playoffs.
That's
Like
11.
really
man.
good football.
The frustrating thing about it, most of the losses you named for them are out of conference, though.
Yep.
That's already setting them up to have a very good conference record. You didn't say a loss on any of the interconference outside of. Wait, you said they'll lose to Baltimore, right?
Correct. Yep.
That was about the only conference game you gave them a loss.
Yep. As of now, I mean, they could get swept in a division game. You don't know, but
Of course.
I'm going to split it up.
But you can kind of see them at 11.
Yeah, 10,
Now-
11. Yeah. Yep.
So I mean,
Let's go through the
that's
Dolphins.
tough.
Let's go through the Dolphins.
We've done it, but let's do it. Miami Dolphins.
I got it right here if you want. So we got our home games. I'll just go down from home and away.
Mhm.
We got to win one game against Buffalo at home. I'm going to give it to us. If we don't beat Buffalo at home, we have a serious problem. I mean, I'm chalking up the game on the road as a loss.
Are we not giving everybody a default 3-3 in division?
No, no. That's just for that division because of how tough it is.
So one extra division win over there and they're in.
Yeah, essentially. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I got us at home against Buffalo. That's 1. At home against New England. At home against the Jets. If Watson plays, I think we lose. I think we beat the Steelers at home. The Packers, we should beat them.
Is it?
But I don't know if I could do it. I feel like that's one of those classic Dolphin games where we're in control and then Rodgers goes down the field last 2 minutes. So I'll hold off there. We beat Minnesota. That's 5. Beat the Texans. That's 6. Go to Buffalo. We get destroyed. We beat New England in their house last year. They got better. I don't think we sweep them again, so that's a loss. I think we sweep the Jets at 7.
Now, the Jets played us rougher than New England last year.
Yeah, that's true. It is true, but I don't know why I still don't respect them.
Me either. But okay,
I don't respect them, so I still think we sweep them. I still think we sweep them.
So where we at now?
7. We're at 7.
All right.
And then Baltimore, that game is not free. I know we beat the shit out of them, but that team was depleted. It was a Thursday night game. It was our Super Bowl. That's when that zero defense came out. They come out with vengeance. If they're healthy, they beat us. I think we beat the Bengals. We beat the Bears.
We beat the Bengals?
Lions. Yes. Beat the Lions. Lose to the Chargers. And if we beat San Fran, that could be 11.
Lose to the Chargers? See, I would say the Bengals.
It's on the West Coast. We got
back-to-back.
We got back-to-back West Coast games. I don't think we sweep the West Coast. I think we beat the 49ers.
So that's 11 games.
San Fran.
So that's
Yeah, but
11
of
games.
course I said we're gonna split with Buffalo, so that could go either way.
But
I said
I'm
we're gonna
hearing
beat the Bengals, so you could swap the Chargers with the Bengals. I mean, I just don't think we're gonna go on the road and just manhandle everyone, you know.
so
So I think 10, 11 games is fair.
outside of our division, even if it's 11 games, I'm hearing 3 teams outside of our division that's conference losses.
Yeah. Yep.
And we gain one because
Browns.
we gain one because we sweep the Jets.
Yep.
So that's 2 conference losses outside of the division. I mean, in the division. And right now, Denver, we basically had 1.
Right. Or if they lose another game in their division too. Yeah.
If
Yep.
they do.
Right.
And or if they win another game.
Now again, hey, if we win 11 games and we don't get in off percentages, I mean, that's just the life of a Dolphin fan. Just absolute misery and letdown. But let me ask you this, just for devil's advocate. Say we had made the trade for Watson. Do you think we would be better than Buffalo?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on, bro.
I agree. But if we made that trade for Watson, I don't think we land Hill. Would you take
No.
the
You
Dolphins
don't
with Watson?
see, you don't land Hill, but you don't need to land Hill anymore. See that, bro? Last year, Watson would have got us a minimum of 2 more wins.
I agreed.
That's the point.
Agreed.
That's with the same roster with Jesse Davis over there, man.
I agree.
That's the freaking difference.
You're
not losing to the Jaguars.
I agree.
You're not losing to the Colts last year.
Yep. The Falcons.
You're definitely not losing that Falcons game. Come on, bro. Yeah. And matter of fact, we might have not lost the Tampa game.
Nah, bro, we got torched that game. That was Tom Brady's revenge game.
No,
because he should have been a Dolphin. Tom Brady was good at being a Dolphin if it wasn't for Brian Flores.
Listen, man, we'd
have a Super Bowl. We'd have a Super Bowl.
It is what it is, man. But like I said, that would be the difference. See, you don't need the Tyreek in that situation. Will Fuller's finger would have never been hurt in that situation.
Oh, stop.
It would. Will Fuller would have been just fine. But a matter of fact, but here's the real truth about it. Had Watson been here, they would have upgraded a lot of these spots anyway.
Well, that's the thing, is that a lot of players are willing to take a pay cut to play with a player like that, because
they would have loaded this roster, bro. Yeah. They would have got rid of all of our future assets. The draft picks for Tyreek would have already been spent a year early.
Yep.
All of that would have happened. So, no, any of that stuff, bro. And if when you look at it, look at what they had to give up for him.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a bad deal.
I'm just mad that we took all the bad publicity for it, you know? I mean, all you hear is Dolphins are going to get him, blah, 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 blah. We take all the heat, and then we drop out of the race. His stuff goes to court. Pretty much everything gets dropped, and now he's at training camp. He's playing. No suspension has been named.
Gosh,
and
you talk about the worst situation.
It's just ridiculous. Like that. I'd rather have us not pursued him at all than say we're going to pursue him, we're going to sign him, take all the heat for it, and then not sign him. I just think that's ridiculous.
My bad. Yeah, man. But hey, can't cry over spoiled milk at the end of the day.
No,
but
you can't.
We're not done here. So you said the Pats don't make it.
Right. Yep.
All right. You said some more of the Browns. The Bengals don't make it.
Yep.
Have we looked at their schedule?
No, but their division might be as hard as the West.
I don't know.
Cleveland, Baltimore, Steelers, the Bengals. That's not an easy division.
Let's see. Let's take a look.
All right, let's see. So at home, they got Atlanta,
W,
Baltimore.
Well, they kind of own them even when they were healthy, but I don't know. That's what do you?
I think we're gonna split that this year.
All
Buffalo,
right, give them the one. I don't know.
These are their home games.
See the
right now we got
matchup.
2.
See the matchup against Buffalo is more. See, that's where it gets to the nitty gritty. We want to give Buffalo the edge, but
Buffalo's
on the
defense is real
road,
deal.
but on the road in Cincinnati, let's give it to Buffalo. Who cares? Let's give it to them.
All right, let's get.
Let's
So
give it to
they
Buffalo.
got 2 wins. Carolina 3.
W.
Browns, they're gonna split, so we'll go 4.
Okay.
Kansas City
They
at home.
They beat them last year. You got to give
All right,
them
I'll
the
give
nod.
5. The Dolphins.
Of course, for conventional wisdom, I'm going to give them the win, but I know you're not.
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
No,
Okay.
they're not
And
going to win that
then-
game. No. Hold on. Well, they split.
Right. So
Wait,
7.
I don't know. I mean, they might sweep them, actually, when you think of it. You got faith in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh competes. Bro, look at them last year. They should have been terrible last year and they were competing.
Okay, give them 7. Give them 7. It is what it is.
All right. Dallas on the road.
I'll let you pick that one.
I'm going to say L. Dallas is good in
Okay.
the regular season. New England on the road.
It's a W.
Saints on the road.
W.
Jets on the road. Don't even
W.
have to ask. That's 10. Pittsburgh, we already chopped up.
You got
Tampa.
Tennessee and
Tampa and
Tampa.
Tennessee.
See that Tampa, you just never know with the big dogs, but I'm gonna give them a loss.
All right, so then they'll beat Tennessee. Is
Yeah,
that what
they'll
we're
beat
saying?
Tennessee.
So they're at 11. So that's what I'm saying.
So
That
let
10-11
me write
game is
down
all gonna
these
come down.
11 game teams. So we got Cincinnati,
Bengals, the Dolphins.
Miami.
Yep.
We have
The
another
Browns
one.
will probably win 10, 11 games.
No. We had another one because we put the Browns in the playoffs.
Yep.
We had another one: Cincinnati, Miami, Denver.
Denver. Yep.
All right, so we got 3 teams in that situation, and you don't think New England gets over 10, you said, right?
No.
Pittsburgh.
No, but they compete. I think that they're in that 9 and 8 range. They're gonna dance with 10. They're gonna dance with 10. I think they compete.
Okay. Tennessee.
I think they have a bad year this year. Not a fan of Tannehill. They send out AJ Brown. I love Vrabel as a head coach. I think he's phenomenal, but I think they have a down year this year.
Well, we need to go through it because their schedule may not be as hard.
Okay.
All right, Washington football team, W.
Washington's kind of nice.
They're not the Eagles right now.
The Eagles are pretty nice. I think the Eagles are going to win that division, but that's another topic. All right,
I think
I'll
they
give
do
them a
lose.
win. That's a win.
Houston.
It's a weird game for them. I think they always split with they usually always split with Houston. That's an in-division game. That's a tough game.
So you want to just split the division?
Yeah, split that.
Except the
Not all
Jags,
of-
they'll beat them twice.
Yeah, not the Jags. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
but I
give
think
them
they
one
split with
Houston, give them one
Yep.
Colts.
Yep.
They beat the Jags. That's 4.
Yep.
Kansas City. This is the team that has Kansas City team every year for the last 3 years.
In the regular season, yes.
That's what we're talking about. And I don't know why that is. They have a shootout every
'Cause
time.
when
and
you go to the
Kansas City
playoffs,
loses.
when you go to the playoffs and you don't have a quarterback that could compete with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you're not going to win the game.
But that's 5. The Chargers.
Yep.
L.
Lose, yes. Yep.
Eagles. L.
Yep.
On paper, at least. It's AJ Brown. The Texans. We split
We already
the whole
split that,
division.
yeah. We already split that.
But the Jags, they get another win.
Yep.
That's 6.
Yep.
Denver.
Loss.
Okay. Raiders.
Home or away?
Away.
Loss.
Dallas.
Home or away?
Away. Away, not all of them. Away.
I like Dallas at home in the regular season. I think Dallas wins.
Okay. Giants.
Win.
Buffalo. At Buffalo.
Lose.
Green Bay at Green Bay.
Lose.
Oh, well, okay. 7. And Cincinnati. You already said, and this is in the Bengals. So you got the Titans winning 7 games this year.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that good.
Okay. So outside looking in, any other teams that we need to look at? We need to look at the Raiders. I think they may be the last one we need to look at.
I think all those teams played the same out like non-conference. Like the AFC East, we play the NFC North this year, like the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears.
Yeah,
I
but
think the Patriots do as well.
what it
So
is,
they're all going to have similar opponents.
but they may win theirs though.
Right. You're right. You're right.
Loss Vegas Raiders. And what about that other division that they play the same caliber team that they were in the playoff seeding?
What do you mean?
That 17th game, you usually play a division, but in the same record. So if you were third in the division, you play their third in the division, you know?
Yep.
All right. So Raiders, Jacksonville W,
Mm-hmm.
Broncos
Home or away?
In Denver.
Lose.
Kansas City in Kansas City.
Lose.
Denver at home.
Win.
Kansas City at home.
They might win that game.
Chargers away.
Lose.
Texans.
Win.
Okay. Colts.
Lose. Home or away?
Away.
Lose.
Okay. So they're okay. Arizona in Arizona.
I think they win that game.
San Francisco in San Francisco.
I think San Fran's going to be bad this year. I'll give it to the Raiders.
All right. Chargers at the Chargers.
I think they split. So I said they lost last time, so I'll give them the win.
Okay. Rams lost. Seattle win.
Yeah.
Patriots in New England.
Probably lose, honestly.
Okay. Saints win. Pittsburgh.
Home or away?
At Pittsburgh.
That's one of those games where it matters what time of the year they play at. But for argument's sake, I'll say they lose.
Okay. I think that gives them 9 wins. But I also think that the Raiders could beat Pittsburgh and the Patriots. That's what their season may come down to get them to 11. Then it's a matter of who has the better. So I think that's everybody, right? Let me make sure. Go down the list one last time.
No, the AFC is loaded now that it is crazy. The NFC is trash.
Yep.
If the Dolphins were in the NFC, oh my gosh. I think we'd be a no question playoff team in the NFC.
I think we're good. I think we got our playoff picture. Let me make sure I ain't missing no teams. Cincinnati, Ravens, Browns are in there. Okay, Pittsburgh, we already did. They not doing it. And Patriots not in, and we are. So we got 6 teams in, and for the 7th spot, it's Miami, Cincinnati, or Denver.
Yep. Sounds about right to me.
Miami, Cincinnati, or Denver.
Yep.
Man, oh man. You know what? Every time I do, because this is like the 3rd time I've done that exercise, me and you just did. It's nerve-wracking to think about what's about to go down, but it's so exciting at the same time. We are about to have some of the best football games in the NFL every single freaking week, man.
Yep. Every game matters. Every single game matters.
Oh,
and there's always those 2 games where we're like, damn, if we won those games, we'd be in the playoffs. If we beat Atlanta, if we beat Jacksonville, we're in the playoffs, you know?
Yep.
And it always comes down to that, and it always will until we separate ourselves as a dominant force. And it just so happens that Brady leaves and Josh Allen just turns into an absolute monster. So we got to figure it out some way, shape, or form, because Tua's not going to be Josh Allen. I know everyone wants to put those graphics up together, the same whatever amount of starts. But then if you look at the numbers from Josh Allen since that graphic, it's night and day. But
and also,
with that being said, I think if Tua makes that jump, we can win with him.
He can't. First off, Smoke, he can't make the jump because what people don't want to acknowledge is the jump in his use of his legs. Tua will never be able to rush for 500, 600 to 700 rushing yards, bro.
Yeah, but you don't need a lot of quarterbacks to do that. I mean, you
But
got
that's
Josh
what made,
Allen, of
but
course.
that's what made Josh Allen and his limitations, his
Yeah,
ability to
but
get that
now,
aspect of his game.
but now he's got a cannon. I mean, this guy wrist throws 70 yards on a dot. Before his first 3 years, he couldn't hit the side of a barn. He had a rocket arm, but he couldn't put the ball on anyone. But now he's
But he at
putting the
least
ball on
had
people.
but he at least had the intangible. Do we have a guy with a cannon
Right.
like that?
Exactly. Like Tua does not have those intangibles.
I always
at
say
all.
that with people. It's one thing if you have the intangibles and you're stretching the years out, but if you ain't got the intangibles.
Here's the one thing, though. Tua's intangible could be everything that's going on behind the scenes. So if he starts mastering the film room and understanding what defenses are doing pre-snap, I know you just dropped your head because that's your biggest knock on him. So I might be breaking your heart right now. But if he does that, we have a shot. But if he doesn't do that, we have no shot.
We need that shock. We need that shock.
You know?
But he ain't, man, this man is not breaking down defenses when he's still learning the playbook. How you breaking down defenses and you just trying to remember the plays?
You're not.
You're just trying to remember the plays right now. You got your parents in the background being a X receiver and the Z. Come on, bro. You're not breaking down no defenses. You're learning plays right now.
Yep. Well, he has to learn the plays. He's had like 6 offensive coordinators since he's been drafted, but I hear you. Trust me. I mean, I'm not this Tua stan, but that's the thing. It's like we have these spectrums, right? It's like I believe I'm just a fair like Tua analyzer in a sense. I mean, I'm not saying my analysis on Tua is perfect and you should follow it, but I'm not a Tua-neer where he does no wrong. Oh, who cares if he played golf on game day? Like, no, that's a problem. Like, I don't care that he was being petty with Flo. That's a problem. You don't do that. He got benched 3 times his rookie year, didn't know the playbook. Like, there's a lot of things you can't make excuses for. But then you could bring up, of course, he had a terrible offensive line, all these new head coaches. His coach hated him. Sure. But at some point, you have to hold someone accountable because if you go back to all our offensive line, they all were drafted with Tua or maybe 1 year after, and everyone's, oh, cut him, trade him. They all suck. Screw them. But when it comes to Tua, it's, oh, he didn't have this, he didn't have that, but no one else gets that extra leash. And that's my biggest problem. If you want to make excuses for just Tua, you got to make excuses for everyone else that was drafted in his class or the year after, and that's our entire offensive line, basically.
You do realize he got benched once last year too, right?
Yes, he did get benched.
You know what game that was, right?
Well, he got benched the Baltimore game.
Exactly. And people don't want to recognize that as well. The man got benched in the Baltimore game because if he was ever healthy, and I was arguing with people.
Came in and won the game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense won the game, but he helped close it out because I was at that game. Jacoby Brisket, he could not do shit. The offense was terrible the whole night. They couldn't move the ball. Defense came up clutch, but Tua, they made some big plays. He hit, I think it was Wilson on that wheel route. I mean, the guy was wide open, but even still, I mean, he gave us the juice. He gave the stadium the energy to get that job done. So he did get benched for that first half, but he did come in and he won the game. So
he came in and won the game,
helped close the game out and win. He had the game sealing touchdown. The defense set it up. Our defense won all like every game we won on that win streak.
They had 3 points going into the fourth quarter.
I was there. That place was electric. Yep. But Tua had that little QB sneak touchdown. He did have that.
They had 3 points going into the fourth quarter, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just picking right now. But listen, man, I appreciate you coming through, Smoke, man. We got to do this again soon, and I got to be a guest over on your new show, man. If you'll have me, I'm not welcome on many platforms out in these YouTube streets.
You come on my platform whenever you want.
I'm too controversial out here in these YouTube streets, man.
Well, I'm glad, man, because everyone's so scared to say how they really feel these days, and especially on Twitter, because you say anything anti-Tua, they got an army now. I mean, they'll blow up your mention for hours. So
I love it.
You always come on my platform.
They blowing me up now. I love it. I let them waste their time. I drop something controversial and get out of there and let them just go crazy. Yep. Hey, but I got good news though. When you came on the show, you had 45 subscribers. You added another 30 subs. You're at 75, so you're closer to the 100. So that's always amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, since we got a lot more people in the room, I just dropped the link in the comment section. This is your opportunity to show some love. Smoke is about to do his thing on YouTube. Go ahead and show love and go subscribe to the channel. There it is, the smoke show. It just started. All right. So this is your opportunity to go ahead and subscribe, show some love. I just dropped the link, so don't be lazy. That's really what it be, man.
Appreciate
but
you, TD. That's
let's
awesome.
get them to 100 so TD can win those tickets. All right.
Yep. Let's do it, man. I appreciate you, man.
We're giving away some Dolphin tickets for as a giveaway for 100 subs. So let's get it up.
We get to 100 subs. I'm gonna send 2 people to a Dolphin game, like 2 tickets. So
yeah, well, it's happening now, bro. You're at 87, man. 13 more.
Yeah, you are crazy, TD.
You might get 100 tonight. If people just hit the link, go over and sub, you'll have 100 tonight.
Let's go.
92.
Stop.
No, you got 92, man. We're trying to get to 100. 94, 6 more. I know it's 6 more, y'all. That can show.
Come on, let me send y'all to a game. Let's go.
97. Is there 3 more? 3.
101. Yo, TD, you are the man.
No, it ain't 101. It's 102. And I know we got about 3 more. Let's get to 105, man. Because 5 of them gonna drop off when the stream over, just so you know.
Shout out to the chat. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, for real. That means
104. Can we get one more to hit 105? One more person to get us to 105 and we'll be good, y'all. There we go. We're at 106. Thank you so much, Smoke. Right. Again, you're always welcome on here. If you have any controversy on Twitter where somebody say, well, TD said, don't fall for the bait. If I ever have any issue, we would talk directly. And if you see me cross any lines, just hit me up. Don't entertain these people instigating stuff. That's what they try to do with creators, all right? So for the record, I've never and never will have a problem with you. And we good to go, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Sir. Appreciate you, TD. Thank you so much, brother.
Fins up and 1010, but we out of here. Peace.
Yes, sir.